is the Effing Business Podcast. You ask the questions, we answer.
So, Aaron, you saw the Nike ad with Colin Kaepernick?
Yes.
What do you think about it?
It's a good ad.
What, do you think it was a good move? There's kickback from it from on a political standpoint, but I think it was a great marketing move.
Yeah, of course it's a good move. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. They're Nike.
No, 100%. But what do you think of the move? Meaning, do you think they could have put anybody there? Why did they put Serena?
Why didn't they put Serena?
Yeah.
Because they're not going to get as many views and attention if they put Serena the way they.
Why? Women.
Yeah.
Mom.
Well, Chase already took Serena.
So you think it's a move Serena's watered down?
Not Serena's watered down. That conversation is already happening with Chase, so it's a little late for Nike. I don't think Nike gets more attention for something that's already going on. They have to bring.
Or do they get more because there's a train and there's momentum? So now she's being seen on Chase and Nike. So now she's being seen twice.
That can happen. They would have to do it significantly better than Chase, and Chase did it pretty well. Have you seen the Chase ad?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Chase's ad was pretty good. So while Nike does really good ads,
but they would piggyback. Doesn't have to be better.
But Nike doesn't piggyback.
But it's brand.
But Nike,
it's just piggybacking brand. It's not piggybacking anything else.
Yeah, but when have you ever seen Nike piggyback? Nike ever does everything on their own. This is not the first thing. Remember Tiger's ad when he did his comeback thing? He had his father speaking. His father had already passed away.
Oh yeah, and he was right.
They do original. They don't do let's use other people's ideas and make it our own.
So you think the whole stock dropping, all that, just horse?
Yeah, of course. Because at the end of the day, the stock is long term is going to be affected by Nike's earnings. Nobody's going to say, I don't agree with Nike politically. I'm in the stock buying game.
Because their sales are up, but their stock is down.
The people selling the stock didn't sell it for political reasons. People selling the stock because they thought that money doesn't have politics. So they sold stock thinking that this is going to actually hurt Nike. They disagree with Nike's move, not necessarily politically,
on a business.
Yeah, this is Nike. I get what you're trying to do, but this is going to backfire on you.
Right.
And they sold it. Right, and now the opposite is going to happen because Nike.
Yeah, because their sales are up and their proceeds are going to go up, and they're going to see their earnings and so on.
So I think
it was genius.
I think that a long time ago, this is a move that you question. I don't think it's a move you question anymore. I think the real question is what took Nike so long to do this.
Well, I think they do it once a year. That's why.
What do you mean they do it once a year?
They do this ad, that whole persevere,
this specific campaign.
This specific campaign once a year. Every year there's one person.
Right, I got you. But Nike, I think historically has always had their athletes back. Okay, so I think that's another selling point they've had to other athletes, except for Kevin Durant, who they apparently really messed up on. Or maybe it was Under Armour who messed up. I don't remember which one it was.
Under Armour messed it up.
Okay, but this is a good move, and they figured this out already. This is like the Michael Jordan effect.
But on a marketing standpoint, you think it was great?
Of course it was a good move, because it's attention. I don't think the quality of attention matters anymore. It's as long as you get attention.
Sure. So let's lead that to another conversation. Let's lead that to an attention conversation. Conversation of where's people's attention? How do you get it? How does a business capture that? How do they build something that does that, right? That captures people's attention, So, what's your overall thought process on people's attention and how capturing it?
Well, obviously getting attention is the most important thing. I think the challenge is when you start doing it. So initially you're getting people's attention and you're spending a lot of money to brand and to get their attention, but they don't necessarily know what you do. But with time, you become a brand name or,
a known entity.
Right, exactly. So I think for us, that's been a challenge because it's
of our industry.
Right, in our industry, people don't even understand the industry, so it's you're educating people, but there's no question that when you look at a company's value from a profit and loss and balance sheet, the most undervalued line item that actually doesn't even exist is their brand, right? So Warren Buffett buys Coca-Cola, in the 80s, and when he does it, a huge value of their brand is their name, is their actual brand.
Right.
But there's no line item that assigns our brand is worth set amount.
Right.
So it becomes hard to quantify,
and where people's attention is nowadays.
You mean platform-wise?
Yeah, platform-wise, medium-wise, however you want to form it. Meaning today's day, TV's weighing out, and I saw even more so last night on Thursday Night Football, the opening game of the season, and there was an ad for Jack Ryan, I believe the show is, on Amazon, and a Netflix series. Both competition straight to cable, and they're running ads on their platforms. They're almost committing ad suicide by promoting things on Netflix and Amazon, which will eventually eat out their market share.
Well, I think you see those kind of competitions in a lot of places, whereas Amazon grew on Google's back by buying Google ads,
right.
And there are areas where they compete
Correct, but this is direct competition. People's attention for viewership.
I mean, you got to sell ads, you got to sell spaces. I don't think.
Right. That's the point where it's come to where TV would probably used to tell Amazon fly a kite or so on. Now they need Amazon and they need Netflix because no one else wants to advertise on them. Their price for attention is so high.
Okay, so I kind of disagree with that in the sense that television would produce shows, they would test it, they would pilot it, and then if it didn't do well very quickly, they would get rid of it. They would kill the show. But they're realizing now these shows live on these platforms, on Amazon Prime, on Netflix, and so forth. So a lot of the stuff they're doing can go there. So in a way, they almost need each other.
But do they make money from it?
I don't know the economics. I don't know how that works enough. The rights of that. I would imagine they do, but I don't know.
But definitely the attention's going away from TV advertising.
No question about it. So the other day, I saw something on CNBC. I think I sent to you and to a couple others. The guy was talking about the greatest brand in the world now. And he said it's Instagram, and the reason why it is because that's where everybody is. Right. So if that's where people's attention is, and you're looking for people's attention, you've got to be there.
Right.
But at the same time, it becomes harder now. You have to step up your game.
Because everyone else is trying to vie for that attention as well.
You have to be able to stand out.
But what the difference between those places and like TV is that TV is only for big boys on a grand scale. It's only for the big boys, the Coke, the Chase, the large corporations of the world are on TV because to be there constantly to get enough people's attention, they have to spend legit money. Right?
Correct.
Where on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all the social platforms, YouTube, and so on, you can be a small, medium-sized business and be dominating because attention is everywhere and the price of attention is way cheaper.
At the moment, yes.
Correct.
But that likely will change.
100% going to change because the attention is going to go away from TV. It's going to go to those platforms, and it will continue to go on Netflix and Amazon more than cable. I saw an ad on cable the other day, like a week ago. It was the TV Association, Commercial Association. I guess there's Association of TV Commercial Industry promoting to advertise on television, like the value of it. They had a company, I forget which company it was, saying how much TV helped them.
Okay, but there's another thing at play. The big boys, like brands you just named, they don't shift as quickly. So they're more reluctant to move their dollar.
But they're starting to.
They're starting to now because these platforms are really starting to take traction. Like in the past, they were up and down. So I don't know if it was Macy's or who it was. There was a company who did a lot of advertising maybe 4 or 5 years ago on Facebook, and they weren't happy with the results. Again, those platforms weren't as good. Their ad platforms weren't as robust.
Right. They got a little bit too early.
Correct.
And they got burned a little bit.
And they pulled out. They said it doesn't work. I think they have giant budgets, and it's hard to shift those giant budgets out of television and onto these platforms, and it takes time to do that. But eventually, it's going to happen.
No, 100%. I mean, 2-3 years, it's going to happen. They're going to be there, and the smaller companies are going to be vying with them, and then they're going to have to find underpriced attention somewhere else.
Correct. And they're going to need other platforms to take shape to do that, but that's going to be hard.
There will be one because that need will be there, right? So there's always going to be a place for underpriced attention because people they want to stop getting hit by Macy's and all the big companies, Chase, Ad, and so on, and they find the next medium and it will be underpriced, and then the smaller, medium-sized companies will go there, fund that company, and that company will grow. Based on those underpriced attention platforms being funded by smaller to mid-range companies, basically funding their growth.
Okay.
So like Facebook, Instagram, they're pioneers almost in LinkedIn for B&B. They're pioneers in that and underpriced attention. And then it's just in the big boys, as much as they're large corporations, Facebook and Instagram, usership and ad spend by companies is humongous in the billions, but they're nowhere near where they're going to be in 2 to 3 years.
Are you saying that when the bigger companies come in and start spending their money on these platforms, there will be a need for other platforms to open up for the little guys?
No, there will be.
Okay, but what will those platforms do to get people's attention in the first place? So like Snapchat got a lot of attention. People went to Snapchat.
Yeah, but then Instagram copied it.
Right, but because they said, hey, there's people doing that, let's do that and get the attention back. So I don't think you can just create platforms based on the idea that like, hey, only the big boys play. We don't want to do that. Let's offer from this. We have we need the consumer first. The advertisement comes second.
Right, but
they have to create something for the consumer.
But we're talking about 2-3 years, right? 2-3 years. That's when the big boys are really going to be pretty involved in buying into Facebook, Instagram, the big players of social. There's going to be the other outlying contention, and there are going to be users there, and people are going to help fund it by spending money on those platforms, albeit, let's say Snapchat right now. They got copied by Instagram. They did nothing that was proprietary and being able to be copied by Instagram. They copied it, and everyone's like, whoa, but they still have millions and millions of users. They didn't just die. You can do everything.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you say Instagram?
So in 2-3 years, what that platform is going to be, it could be Snapchat or some other platform no one knows exists right now.
Right, but wouldn't you say that Instagram copying Snapchat's platform derailed a lot of their potential growth?
100%. You see it straight up in their
Okay, so
stock.
that means Snapchat has to innovate.
Has cheaper enterprise attention.
For sure, but in order for them to continue growing their usership to attract advertisement in the first place, they need to do something.
They have to shift.
Right.
That's what makes Mark Zuckerberg and Bezos great at what they are. They know their client, they understand their consumer, and they shift their company. As a large corporation, they shift their company to their consumer.
Okay, but I think generally in marketplaces, there's only so many companies that can do that successfully, right? Like there's only so much market share. So like Snapchat.
Facebook just ended about 5,000 different data points, different things you can target as on an ad platform.
They've removed it.
Correct. You can't, as a company, target people who are Jewish. Because the market said that you can use it as discriminating. I can push ads about anti-Jewish stuff to Jews or anti-Christian stuff to Christians or anti. Okay. So they changed the way because the market told them they should. Where large corporations like the Chase and the older guys, like the big banks and the big corporations, Coca-Cola, their shifts are more. It's like the large cruise ship. There
aren't a lot of shifts, and that's why they're actually as successful as they are because shifts are expensive.
Right.
Right. So because they're in a unique position where they own so much of the marketplace and there's so little innovation that it's required, right? Like what innovation do you have in Coca-Cola? Different kind of bottle? Like what was the big innovation from glass to plastic?
At this point, they're just reminding you that they exist.
Right. So like what's almost helps them be proprietary is that there's so little need for shifting. There's so little need for research and development.
It's creative. It's being creative in their ad and creative in their product.
I'm talking about in the product. The product it basically remains the same. They have to do 100%. Very little differently, and by not having to do anything differently, they don't have to spend more money.
Yeah, I mean, think about what's probably the largest change in Coca-Cola from the beginning to now. How about just making Diet Coke?
Is that a shift or is that just offering a new product?
But it's a shift, meaning like you were Coke, that you sold a product and you made this new product. Yes, it's just a new product. That's the biggest shift they've made.
Right.
Now having two products that push it. So we're like, yes, it's just a new product line, but they don't have huge shifts.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the biggest shift in their business on advertising wise. Now they have to run Coke ads and Diet Coke ads and so on in the family now. And you know, obviously they own tons of other products. So Coca-Cola has other things besides for drinks.
Yeah, they have a huge amount of products.
Yeah, and huge amount of companies because they're conglomerate. But those kind of shifts are what happened with Coca-Cola. But when you're a platform like Facebook or Instagram or anything like that, there are large shifts. I mean, the ad platforms for Facebook are going to take maybe a little hit because people are like, well, now I can't push my product in this way or so on.
How much of it is the ad platform evolving or really the ad platform just piggybacking the involvement of the entire platform?
It's the market evolving and the ad platform of catching up.
So Facebook is evolving to meet the market and then the platform, like originally I remember seeing like video ads, right? On mobile, but that changed. Right.
That's two things. That's ad platform plus technology.
Right. Well, no, of course. But I'm saying as people started doing more video on Facebook,
right.
Facebook said, hey, we can offer video ads.
Right. And now it's video ads are cheaper than regular. You know what I'm saying? Like they almost incentivize change as well.
I see.
A lot of these companies incentivize you
to meet the market's request.
To read the market's request and just a quality of product request. Facebook, why does your ad need to be approved? Because they want to make sure that it's quality work. Like it doesn't meets their guidelines and so on and so forth, but they want to make sure that it's a product, not so much your actual product, but is being shown to their consumer the way they see it as something they would want to show them. Send me something else, we'll look at it then. Because otherwise they would just put everything up there and they would get less users because I'm just seeing shit all day.
Gotcha.